Autism is defined as a complex neurobehavioral disorder that includes impairments in social interaction and developmental language and communication skills, combined with a rigid repetitive behaviors. WebMD stated that this disorder, autism, covers a large spectrum of symptoms, skills, and levels of impairment. In the past 2 years, researchers have noticed that autism has become more prominent throughout society. Did you know that 1 in every 68 children born in the United States were born with some type of autism? Doctors have still not been able to find a cure for autism because it is such a mysterious disease with 3 specific subcategories: Asperger's syndrome, pervasive developmental disorder, and autistic disorder. Scientists specify that some forms of autism are genetic, but some happen because of a mutation with chromosomes. Children with autism go through school for 22 years, compared to an average of 13 years of a normal student. These children can receive help from schools because they provide the assets that these children need. For example, throughout elementary school, these children will receive help with their speech through speech therapy, their health through physical education, and socialization by being surrounded by normal and kids with special needs. There is an issue though. This care is only provided to children up to 22. Schools are able to teach students skills that they need to interact with each other, but what they lack is not being able to provide them the skills to get a job. These students can apply for a program to help learn the skills they need for a job, but it is very difficult to be accepted. The wait list is a minimum of 5 and up to 10 years. Even if one of these young adults were to be accepted into a program, it would be very difficult for them to either pay for the program or stay in it. The average amount of years that a student stays in one of these programs is a minimum of 3 with a maximum of 7. These programs average out to about $20,000 per year. Even after these adults get out of the program, it is not guaranteed that they will receive a job. In June of 2014, only 19.3% of adults with autism were a part of the labor force. 12.9% were unemployed, meaning only 16.8% of the population with disabilities were employed. That means that 82.3% of adults with autism were unemployed. But 69.3% of people without disabilities were in the labor force, and 65% of the population without disabilities were employed. If an adult with autism were to go into one of these programs, they would be taught the skills they would need to work in the labor force. They learn skills such as learning to balance a checkbook, putting sandwiches in a bag for a fast food company, and hanging up clothes for department stores. Tasks like that. Without the skills learned through this program, adults with autism would not know how to perform these jobs. When these adults go through this program, they open up their possibilities of jobs that they could apply for and ultimately receive. These programs are normally 5 days a week and have the hours of a 9-to-5 job. These hours are specified for these adults because a big issue with adults with autism is routine. If they are used to going to a program from 9 to 5, then it should be okay for them to transition from the program to an actual job. A major side effect of autism is when schedule is messed with or routine is messed up. It bothers them physically and emotionally. My brother has autism, and when he went through the transition of going to high school for over 20 years to not doing anything at all, that messed with him in so many ways. He started throwing huge temper tantrums, sleeping more than he normally did, being constantly irritated with my entire family, and even gaining over 15 pounds. It got so bad to the point where he started pulling away from the entire family. He started getting so depressed that he would spend more than 5 hours just sleeping in his bed, laying in the bed, just staring at the ceiling, or going into his room slamming the door, because he thought that he had nothing better to do in life. His emotional stability got so bad that he had to start going to a psychiatrist to get medicine for anxiety and depression, which he has never dealt with before. I believe that if he were offered a program to go to daily, it would help him with all the problems that this situation has created. By participating in a daily program, it would get him out of the house, force him to socialize with other adults, and ultimately make him feel like he has a purpose in life. By staying at home all day, he feels like he has no purpose in society and that he is just existing. When an adult with autism feels like he has no purpose in life, it is emotionally tolling and chemically harming. If the government were to provide more programs for adults with autism, it would make life easier for them, make them feel like they have a purpose, and ultimately earn the training they deserve to be able to work in the workforce. I strongly advise you to go and make aware the problem that there is in society. Go support autism research by donating time or money to Autism Speaks. Go and help out in these programs without any expected pay. And most importantly, if you ever come across a peer with autism, help them out. Accept them and be their friend, because you never know how just smiling and saying hello to an individual could change their entire outlook on life. Thank you, and have a good day.